Hello, so today we're back here for another speed build, and today we're going to go ahead and create this university housing estate. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up on the gallery now. My origin ID is real Thomas TB1, and I will also go ahead and put a link in the description to the online gallery if you want to go ahead and download the build that way. So like I said, this is called a university housing estate, and this is one of those multiple homes on one lot type of builds. Now I have done a lot of these in the past, but now with University Pack, the Discover University Pack I should say, we now have the functionality, well, I suppose it's not proper functionality, but with the university housing lot trait, we now can have roommates, and it makes having these type of builds in townhouses and where you kind of want to have multiple kind of households on one lot more functional. So that's what we're doing here today. So this is a 50 by 50 lot in Willow Creek, and what's on it is basically 4 little tiny homes. All of them have 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom, apart from one of them which has 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. And then this thing at the back here is kind of like a communal area, so it's kind of got this little guest house sort of thing. I don't really know what to call it really, kind of like a common room, where there is one of the cafeteria bar areas. There's also a few more desk areas in there, and also one of the robotic stations, just as a random activity, just for something else for your Sims to do. Also a few bookshelves and things like that. And then as you can see, there is a nice big pool area and other outdoor activities up there, and then it kind of goes down the stairs into like a party area, so there is like a dance floor, there's like a keg thing, and there's also a few other random just activities there. I just wanted to kind of put as many activities as I could in there just to make it really interesting for gameplay, just so your Sims have enough to do. It does look a little bit weird because you have like a keg and like a DJ booth right next to like planter boxes and a bee box from Seasons, so it doesn't look that right, but it's just stuff for your Sims to do. So I just tried to get as much in as I could, because in the houses themselves, like I said, there are tiny homes, so really there isn't that much in them. But I did want to make them tiny homes because the reason I wanted to make them that is with the new university housing, we don't actually need to have full kitchens because, well, you're not really allowed, to be honest. So there's not really any purpose to have like really big homes. So I did want to make them tiny homes for that reason. So the kitchens in the homes are just like 1 counter, a sink, and a like mini fridge. And that's all I put in them. And then some of them have island counters with some seats on. Some of them don't. One of them has a dining table, and then the other people will just have to use their couches or whatever. But there is the common areas, and there's lots of outdoor seating as well. So there's more than enough space for your Sims to use. So if you don't know how the university housing lot trait works, when you download this home, there should be some randomly generated roommates, and all you have to do is assign the beds for who you want to be within each home, and then you can like lock your door for your house, and then that kind of keeps it separate and looks as if you're living with neighbours, which is great to have that functionality finally. And yeah, so a little bit more kind of details about the build. So like I said before, it's a 50 by 50 lot in Willow Creek. In total, with all the houses, there are 5 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, and it came in at 229,361 simoleons. And then for the packs used today, I did use all the expansions apart from Get to Work, and for the game packs I just used Parenthood, and that's it. So just 1 game pack and no stuff packs. I did use a few expansions, but I think with no game packs, well, 1 game pack, no stuff packs, I think that kind of makes up for it. Now with the expansions, there are a few things which like there is a lot of expansions, but not all of them are really kind of overly used, if that makes sense. So Discover University is probably the one you're definitely going to want to have to make this lot work properly, because it has a lot trait and a lot of items from it. But there are a few other ones in there which may not have a lot of items. So you can, if you don't know, you can just go in the gallery, and when you click on this build, what you can do is actually just click on the pack icons that you see on the gallery item for this build, and when you click on them, you can just, it brings up like a little sort of window about the pack, and then you can click on show use items, and it shows you what specific items are used from that pack in that gallery item, which makes it really easy to see. So say for example you didn't have cats and dogs, but cats and dogs is used in that particular build that you're looking at on the gallery. Well, if you click on cats and dogs, you can see, oh well, there's only like a a plant used or something, and then you can just think, oh well, I can still download this build because there's only 1 item used. So it's just great for things like that, and just to kind of help you think how the lot will work if you don't have that pack. And yeah, so we're just working on getting the structure of the homes in. I did change the colour scheme and the kind of general siding that I actually used on the homes a few times, and you may have seen that from the beginning, how I did start with a darker colour scheme, but then I decided to go for a lighter one, so that's what I did. So I changed the trims to white as well, and then I did, like I was just saying, I went for season siding, but then Then later on I decided to go for just the base game one, which is horizontal rather than this one, which is vertical. And the base game one just have a lot more colour swatches, and I thought that might be a little bit better, just so you can have a little bit more differentiation, that's a really big word, between the houses. So I made like one blue, one's pink, one's green, just so it's like, you know, it actually looks like there's different personalities of Sims living in each of the tiny homes. And I thought it just made it look a little bit more interesting than just having all the plain same season siding on all the houses. So I did that. But even though there is lots of different colours going on within the houses, I did keep the same, I think it's just actually a base game brick I used as like a feature wall on all of them. So there is still a bit of consistency, but also a little bit of difference between each one. And then for the inside, I did again kind of keep a similar sort of theme going on in terms of like what sort of wallpapers I used. But again, I just changed up the colour swatches as I went, and I just did that for the same reasons. And yeah, so Discover University has been out for a few days, as hopefully you know by now. And I did have a giveaway up, but that has been closed, as you may know. So the winner has been contacted and received the code. But don't worry if you didn't win, because I do lots of giveaways for when, you know, in the future as well. So when a new pack comes out, I generally do a giveaway for the pack. So not to worry if you didn't win this one, because there will be more in the future to come. And if you want to learn more about university in terms of what I've done, I do have a couple of more speed builds up already. I did do kind of a similar idea to this. I did do some Bridgester townhomes, which is kind of like using the same lot type, the new venue lot type that we got here with the pack, to make like a multiple homes on one lot type of build. And then I also did a modern fraternity mansion as well, which is kind of, you know, still deciding if that should be called a mansion, not because of the lot size, but I'll kind of leave that for that video. If you want to learn more about that and why I'm still deciding if that should be called a mansion, then go ahead and check out that video. And that kind of leads into my opinions on the pack as well, because I did have a few issues regarding the lots of the world too. So if you want to learn all about my opinions on the pack, then go ahead and check out my second speed build, as I did talk about that in, which is the modern fraternity mansion. And I know it's weird to talk about it in my second build, but it just ran out of time in my first one. So if you want to hear my opinions on the pack, then that is the build to check out, as I talk all about that there. I still haven't had any time to check out gameplay yet, because I've just been building and stuff, and then I kind of did so much building that I kind of got burnt out and I need a little bit of a break. So I haven't really done much else than building with the pack yet, but I am looking forward to checking it out. I'm just not really too sure what like Sims to use, because I don't really want to start a new current household, because I kind of like start a current household with like a young adult, and then I do like a legacy style sort of thing, but I don't really know how to kind of go into it, because like, you know, just like with a teen, oh well, I suppose I could do that, maybe start with a teen and then go from there. Yeah, I suppose I could do that actually. So I've just answered my own question, never mind. I do actually have an older current household, which I don't think, no, sometimes I do make current household updates. I haven't done one in a long time though, so I don't think you've seen this particular household. So I could go back to this particular household I've got in mind, but I don't know, I'm just going to have to try and see what I could do. Or maybe I'll just make a random sim just to see what the gameplay is like. But let me know what you're thinking about gameplay. Let me know what your opinions on that are, because like I said, I haven't actually played it myself, so let me know what you think about it. I know some people are disappointed about the rabbit holes and kind of aspect of classes and stuff, so I'm wondering what your opinions are about that. Now that you've got the pack, are you still disappointed about it, or do you not kind of mind it now that we've got the actual pack itself and you have other things to kind of look at and, you know, play with? So let me know what your opinions are around that. So now we're just working on the interior of the homes. I believe this is just the first one. Yeah, it is. So this one is fairly neutral inside, not kind of too much personality going on with him. As I said, I did kind of, you know, change up the colours as I went, but again, I do that a lot really, you know, change up colours within my builds, but not try to make them too personalised, just to kind of make it easy for you to fit any type of sim into one of my builds, but to keep it more interesting, you know, for the speed build purpose and stuff like that. It is, you know, interesting sometimes to include a bit of colour, and then from that, you know, you can sort of imagine what type of personality of sims may live in those particular rooms, so that's what I did in this particular build. So no like, you know, actual specific rooms for a type of, you know, sim doing a particular degree or anything, but there is different colours of rooms as we go. And this build didn't take me too long at all. I think it only took me about an hour to do this build in total. There might have been a little bit of time I did off screen, kind of adjusting kind of thinking where I'm going to place all the lots and adjusting the terrain, because as you can see, the top of the the back of the lot is on a slight hill, so that bit I did do off screen a little bit, but apart from that, I do have like an hour of footage, which is no time at all really for a build of this size. So as you know, on Sundays I do mansion builds, and you are seeing this on a Sunday, hopefully. I mean, I am a little bit behind schedule, but I'm hoping that this is still going up on a Sunday. So this isn't technically a mansion because it's tiny homes, but it's on a 50 by 50, so that's why you're seeing this today. So this right here is the bit at the back, like the common area of the build. So there is the cafeteria section there, which your Sims can use. Now, they do have their own kind of kitchen areas in the home, but they could use that as well. Now, I do think you would have to hire a staff for that to work, but that's fine as well. And then as you can see, there are a few bookshelves and also a few computer desks there. Again, they do also have their own computer desks in their own homes, but again, it's just for a bit of extra stuff to do, I suppose, really. There is an extra bathroom over here, and then it leads outside into the pool area. I put a few pool lounges around here, as well as a few other activities. I think I put a diving board in from Get Together, and then it leads down into like the party section and like the backyard area, I guess, and where there is a few more activities, like I said. And just in case you're wondering, since this is a university housing lot, but it's not in Britchester, your Sims can still attend university without being in Britchester, just in case you're wondering. So you can live in any world and still go to university. Your Sims just travel to their classes, and that's fine. So we've just got 2 more houses to work on. We've got this one here, and not for every house I'm going to show you like the bathroom and the kitchen area, because like for 2 of them I showed you that, so just because it gets a little bit repetitive, because as I said, I did want to keep some consistency throughout the homes. So most of the bathrooms are the same, and also the kitchen area, so I don't show you all of those. This one's really the only kitchen area that's different, so that's what you see here, just a little bit of it. And this one is actually the biggest home, I would say. It does have a much bigger living room area, has more couch space, and also 2 bedrooms as well, so maybe like a more richer Sim is able to afford this one here. And it has more kind of one personalized room, I guess. Again, like I was saying before, it's not really personalized, but it has a bit more character to it, I guess is the right word. And there's also one really neutral room, so that could be just like a guest room. And that's pretty much it for today's speed build. So we're going to be heading on the screenshots in just about a minute or so. So I'm going to start wrapping up the video here. I really hope you enjoyed. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of it. If you have any more suggestions for other builds or anything else that you want to see on the channel next, that'd be really helpful to hear. If you have any other ideas that you want to see with the Discover University, that'll also be really helpful to hear. You can go ahead and download this build from the gallery. Like I said, my origin ID is RealThomasTV1, and there'll also be a link in the description to the online gallery if you want to go ahead and download the build that way. Leave a like, share and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!